So Loadrunner, we have the 5 components in Loadrunner. What are there means virtual user generator, controller, agent process, load generator, analyzer. So one by one, like first will be virtual user generator. So virtual user generator, nothing but we can record the script and generate for the script statement purpose. We are using for the virtual user generator. We can call it as a view user shortcut. So what is the controller? Nothing but controller. We can design the scenario and execute with the multiple user point of view. We are using for the controller. And next third one is the analyzer. Analyze nothing but we can analyze the results to find out for the body. Analyze the results nothing but each and every transaction. So we are meeting our SLA. SLA nothing but service level agreement. Actually, client will give for the each and every transaction happen for the within 2 seconds they are given. So that is happen or not, you need to check with the in the analyzer. If it is happen, then we are meet the SLA, then good, we can send the report. Maybe if you not meet SLA, then there could be problem. We need to analyze and we can find that issue. And after resolve that issue, we can do for the one more round and that results will be good. Then we can share the results to publish to the team or client. So going to the next one, agent process. What is the agent process? Nothing but it is the interface between the controller and load generator. So load generator, nothing but it will be generate the load against the application. So these two also components, but we can see where we can see means we'll go to the controller, right? You can zoom in the here. We have the this is the load generator. Means you are running for the some test means we need to run for the some mission we need as a load generator. Means it will like generate the load against the application. So you need to add for the load generator here. So like you need to give for the load generators nothing but it's like IP address like this it will be there. So this is the load generator. For example, just I give it. And platform nothing but it is a Windows or Linux. We need to select and click on OK. Then it is added for the load generator. But this connectivity is there, right? Load generator to controller. How it is happen means using for the agent process. This agent process will be interface between the controller and load generator. So agent process nothing but it is interface between controller and load generator. And going to the load generator nothing but it will generate the load against the application. So these are the 5 components in Loadrunner. So going to the Loadrunner architecture. So we'll see the Loadrunner architecture. So just 1 or 2 day only we have the some like what is it there, and after that everything will be practical only. So this is the Loadrunner architecture, and we know for this is the components vision, controller, analyzer, and load generator. This is the AP nothing but agent process. And as we have the web server, app server, DB server. So when you are executing the test, right, in controller 2, the request will be like request nothing but you are logging, like you are enter username, password, click on login button. Then what will happen? Once you are enter the click for the login button, the request will be controller to go to the load generator through whom agent process. So it is interface between this. So this request will be sent to the load generator. Again, this load generator, the request will be sent to the web server, and web server same request will be sent to app server, and app server also it will send to the DB server. And finally, what will happen? DB server, it will say fetch the data. Like, for example, you are given username, password, Kiran123. It is there, not there, it will check. And okay, it is there. Then what will happen? Then response will send to login is successfully, or you can go to the next page, you will get. So means you are sending the request, and after that, you are after DB server is response is sending, go to the next page. And app server, same response will send to the web server. Web server, same response will send to the load generator. And load generator, it will send to the final as a end user, like we only. So this is the request is we are sending and we are getting for the response. This round trip of request and response, we can call it as a response time. Means login, how much response time happen means how it is calculated means using this Loadrunner architecture. So using this, it is going to the load generator and load generator web server means you are sending the request and you are fetching the response and response you are sending to the back to the final as a end user. So this round trip of request and response, we can call it as a response time. For example, you are sent for the request, it is happen for the 0.4 seconds assume. So, and response also finally you receive from the here is a 0.6. Total will be 0.4 plus 0.6. How much? 1 second, right? So 0.4 is a request time. Response time is a 0.6. So total will be 1 second. Means final will be the particular login transaction response time is a 1 second. So that is the way it is calculated and it will send the response from the as a controller will get for the response. So this is the load runner architecture. Any doubts?
No,
Just
Kiran.
understand load runner architecture. Rajshekhar and
Yes, Kiran.
you got it right. So means just
Yes, yes.
any not only just I am told as a login only, but what is the request you are performing? Each and every request is going like this only. Like any request we can send. So it is going to the load generator. So we have the multiple load generators also will be there. So that load will be distributed from the using for the some load balancer also will be there. We are here. So the load balancer what will happen means the load will be distributed from the different load generators. Because what will happen? Only we have the single LG, we don't have load balancer, we have the multiple, you don't have load balancer, then what will happen? The load will be maybe one LG only, it will send for the multiple request. LG2 will be maybe sent for the less request. Then what will happen? At that time will be some delay, it will happen. So that is why some load balancer will be need from the in between from the like controller to and load generator. The load balancer, what will happen means the load will be distributed for the equally. Like for example, LG1 is a 10 request, LG2 is a because when you are executing the test multiple times, it is a request will be generating. So the multiple request, each load generator, it is like the using for the load balancer, it will distribute the load from the 1 LG, 2 LG, how many LGs you are giving, the load will be distributed. And finally, any, for example, LG1 is got 10 requests, it will that send to the web server. And this got is a 20 or 10 request, this is also it will send to the web server. This is also web server. And after that, again, DB server, it is sent to the response and it is going to the again to the different type of LGs as a response. And finally, it is fetched from the as an end user. So this round trip of request and response, we can call it as a response time. So very important, like measurement is the response time because as the performance testing we are doing means measure like measurement what is that means response time means each and every transaction like for example you are performing for the some application assume okay we have the one application will be there so this is the some flight booking application so using this application what you are doing you are just clicking for the this login button so you are getting for the response means your launch page is completed you are going you are went for the like login page. So this login page, how it is happen means using this technique only, like is a load runner architecture. So it is applicable here and you will get for the response. And after that, you are enter for the username and password and click for the login button. See, within second only, the request is sending and response also you are getting. So this is called the load runner architecture. It's clear, right, you guys? So next we'll go into the performance testing life cycle. Performance test PT life cycle, nothing but performance testing life cycle. So what is the first point means POC, nothing but proof of concept and non-functional requirements. And after that, we have the test data preparation and script recording and enhancements, design scenario and test execution and result analysis and reporting and recommendation and risk and mitigations. So these 10 points will be end-to-end testing point of view we are doing for the as a perform testing life cycle. So actually, so we'll start with the POC, nothing but, so if it is a very brand new project, actually they don't know for the which tool we need to use, which protocol we need to use, and they don't know anything. So at that time, we only do for the one POC, proof of concept, and we need to provide for that document. Like we should understand the business flow, and we should understand the application architecture, and we should understand the business flow. Business flow, nothing but, for example, this is the some web tour application, flight booking application. So what things we can do? We can launch the first point, and after that, login is the, this is the business flow, nothing but this is the business flow. Launch, login, and after that, you want to book the flight means you need to click for the flights button, and after that, like what is the departure city, area city you need to select, because we want to go for somewhere, then only we can book the ticket, right? And as same to the, you can select for the seating preferences, type of seat, and departure date, return date, you can enter and click on for continue detail. These all the available flights from the Denver to Los Angeles for this state. So these all available flights. So depends on the time, depends on the like budget. You can select any one of the flight and click on continue. And after that, this is the payment details. You need to give for the all payment details here and click on continue and sign up. So this is the business flow. Means you should understand the business flow. Okay, flight booking means what are the things I need to perform. So means you need to do for the POC means you should understand the business flow and you should understand the application architecture and which tool is suitable you need to understand. Like you can go with the Loadrunner. Assume you are thinking about as a Loadrunner. Then what you can do means some simple business scenario. You can take that and you can record that in the like Loadrunner and execute with the minimal users like 5 to 10 users, and that report you can send to the client. Then client will be okay, he will look for those results. Okay, the results will be good, then he will okay, the tool and protocol and everything is fine, then you can go to start your testing. So he will understand for the how many hours to finish this project also. That is the POC. Means we need to give for the one proof of document to the as a client. So when it is happens, every time we don't have, so only if it is a very new brand project, no one is done for the as of no project. So you need to do for these all things. Okay, these things like in my 10 years experience, right? I am not done anything because I didn't get chance to work on that as a new project because everything is existing will be there. So we are doing for the existing. That is the POC. And next point will be NF4. NF4 nothing but non-functional requirements, because as a performance testing, what is the performance testing means non-functional requirements only we can do, because as a manual tester, he will test with the entire application. Like he will test with the positive way, negative way, and as to the alignment and spelling mistakes, and each and every point they will test. But as a performance tester, we don't test for that kind of things. Only we can test with the what are the non-functional requirements. So one of the definition is perform testing nothing but non-functional testing. So you need to gather from the some non-functional requirements before you start the test, or you can start from the anything like you need to gather non-functional requirements. What are there means critical business transactions and average response time and peak hours and off peak hours and which pages are mostly user access. Apart from this, we need to gather from the CPU and memory utilization also. Means you want to do for the performance testing means we need to ask for this all non-functional requirements for the particular concern team. So what are the critical business transactions? So critical business transactions, nothing but, for example, we have the Facebook application will be there. Assume Facebook application we have. So Facebook application, assume. So this is the Facebook application, your project. So what are the things you need to perform? Tell me. Launch, URL, and next. Facebook, what things we can do? Login. And after that?
Search.
Okay. Search. Upload video. And download video. And next. Chatting.
And requesting, chatting, requesting.
Yeah, request. Okay. Request. And comment.
Share. Comment, share.
Share. Apart from this. Okay, so fine. Logout is final one. Is it? So these all will be critical things or not, we need to identify. So launch is a critical thing because every one user without launch, he will not unable to log in the launch the application. So launch is a critical only. Login also, everyone will be should log in. Login also at a time it is happen for the number of users. So that is a login also critical. Search is there. Search nothing but if you are searching, this will be everyone will be do at a time. Because launch URL will be obviously critical business transaction only, and login also critical business because everyone will be do for that at a time also, and it is every user also perform that kind of things. But search will be everyone will be do. We can consider as a CBT.
No, sir.
Sometimes everyone will do. It's not considered.
Yeah, that will be very rare condition, right? Maybe I want for means I will search that one, but that is not happen within 1 second also. So search no need to consider as a critical business transaction. So I am giving as a non-CBT. Okay. And after that, upload video, obviously CBT because it is take time, and at a time 2 numbers or 3 numbers or how many numbers at a time it is uploading, it is take time. So that is the CBT, and upload video, download also CBT, and charting is there. So chatting also you are sending the some request and you are getting for the response. So means that is also CBT. Request will be there. So for example, friend request you are doing. That is everyone do for the at a time, and it is take for the much time. Maybe everyone attack also. Assume 1 lakh users also doing for the at a time also. It is happen 1 second within or not. Just one click only, right? So request we not consider as a CBT. This is also non-CBT. And comment also. So nowadays comment also we can consider as CBT because maximum people are commenting from the each and everything. For example, we are put for any of the ad or post, everyone is commenting. So that comment also maybe we can consider as a CBT. Share will be there. Share also CBT. Logout will be there. Obviously CBT. So critical business transactions, these all things we can call it as a like simple critical business transaction, nothing but which pages are users mostly accessing the application, that is the critical business transactions. Clear? So next point will be average response time. Like launch, how much time, login. So what are the transactions we have? All transactions, what is the response time? You need to ask for the client. So that also we need to gather from the client. Means CBTs you need to gather from the client, like what are the critical business transactions. So what are the critical business transaction he will provide. So this entire things we can't do as a single script. For example, so launch login common every time. So you are doing for the upload video means upload video up to that one scenario. So we can consider as a that scenario name is a upload video is a one scenario. That is the one critical scenario. And after that, download also one scenario. Means we not look include for the all the transactions in the within the one script. So download also one scenario. And after that, comment and charting is a one scenario. So sharing is a one scenario. So like this, we can dividing for the each and every script will be different scenarios. So now average response time nothing but we need to ask for the each and every transaction response time. So this is important, peak hours and off peak hours. So peak hours nothing but, for example, we have the Facebook application will be there. So in the Facebook application, like morning hours will be there. So number of users will be less or more users will be access Facebook application morning hours, like 6 to 10 or 11, 12 up to 2 also. Those hours will be number of users access less or more. Very less, right? Because at that time everyone will be busy. So everyone is going to the office, someone is going to the college, school, like that is going. Means at that time will be load will be very less. So those hours we can consider as a off peak of hours. Means less load hours we can consider as a peak off peak hours. And peak hours nothing but, so after 6 to night 10 or 11, you can assume everyone will be free. Everyone will open phone or anything. So they will open for the Facebook and they are doing for their transactions. So those hours we can consider as a peak hours. Means what is your application? You need to ask for the your client what is the peak hours and what is the off peak hours of our project, our application. So assume which pages are mostly user accessing, you need to ask. And apart from this, we need to ask for the what is the CPU and memory utilization. So these all details we need to gather from the client. It's clear? So everything is the client will provide, then this fine. But client is not provided, then what is your approach? In this case, we can divide as a 3 scenarios. Client doesn't know application and application production. Production nothing but application is live. And second point, client doesn't know application and application not in production. Means this time we don't know, for the client also don't know, and we don't have production also. Means its application is not in live. Okay, that's fine. And third point, client doesn't know application and application not in production and no competitor also. So these 3 cases, using these 3 cases, we need to identify the non-functional requirement. Going to the first point, client doesn't know application and application is production. So already application is production means you have the production logs using for the site technical tool or Grafana, or we have different tools, right? So they're using those tools we need to gather for the non-functional requirements. Like we can take for the historical data of the last 1 year, and we need to identify the what are the critical business transactions, what is the response time, what are the peak hours, off peak hours, and which pages are most user accessing. These all details we can gather from the when it is application is live. when application is live. So maybe application live using for those tools you are finding that non-functional requirements. Maybe this time what will happen means application not in production also. Means you don't have any production logs also. Then how do we can identify means internet traffic monitoring utility as a competitor. Competitor, using that competitor, we need to identify the non-functional requirements. Competitor nothing but, for example, you are doing for the new project for the HDFC that is not in production, okay? But you know for that ICICI Bank already is production and everything is running that. So that is the HDFC's competitor is the ICICI Bank. So using that commutator, bank, right? You know for the what are the transactions, all things you know, right? If you go there in Google or search somewhere ICICI Bank details, ICICI Bank means it will show for the all the details, like what are the critical scenarios and what is the peak hours, off peak hours, all things we know. Okay, so like that we can get from the non-functional requirements. That is fine. And next will be client doesn't know application. This time application not in production, no commutator also. So we have commutator. Maybe we can using that commutator. We need to find those non-functional requirements. But you don't have commutator also. How do we can identify means? We need to ask for the directive for the business, like as a customer, as a directly go to the, for example, some restaurant is a new application. We don't have any productions and we don't have any like competitor also, assume. So we need to directly go to the customer and we need to ask for them. Like, you know, our application, like we need to convert their core business to the online traditional business. How do we can convert means we need to ask for them. Like how many numbers are directly coming to the your daily is coming. So he told as a 4.5 lakhs. Okay. He told as a 4.5 lakhs direct users coming. So you need to ask for the, in that 4.5 lakhs, how many users are your application using? He told as a application like 10% users will be using for the registered users. How many registered users in the 4.5? He told as a 4.5 is a 10%. Means how much? 45,000? 4,500 only, right? 10%? 4. So, and after that, we need to ask for them how many daily users. For this 4,500 users, how many daily users? Like he told as a, in the 10% of the daily users. Again, we are getting for the 450. And for that, finally, how many regular and users? You need to ask for them. And you will get for the, for days, some 45 users will be ordering for the some day, every day. So this is the everyday count. So based on that, you need to know for the how many users and you need to ask for them. Like you have the different type of menu, right? In this, which are the using the application, what are the ordering for that? Like CB, critical as like CB nothing but chicken biryani or mutton biryani, France. So we need to ask for them. He told as a maximum will be chicken biryani. He told means that is the CBT. So this is the way we need to identify our non-functional requirements. So it's clear up to this. We both will stop our class. Okay.
Yes.
You guys clear, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Kiran.
Yeah, I will share one document. You can go through that PT life cycle as of now. You will get further some knowledge. Okay. And as of now, I will ask for that each and every point also tomorrow class. Okay.
Okay, Kiran.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you for joining, and we'll meet for tomorrow also same time. We'll continue our classes.
Okay.
You have any doubts regarding today class, or we can go to class?
No, Kiran.
Yeah, thank you. Bye, everyone.